Hello everyone, welcome back. We are going to be doing the second part of the monochromatic series. I'm going to be doing green today. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. If you are new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. Please take a moment, hit that subscribe button. And if you are not new, thank you for coming back. I appreciate all of you. I've met some really nice people recently and gotten to talk to them, and that's really awesome. So thank you guys so much for watching. So yeah, we're going to do green today. I did do my eyebrows off camera and I did fill them in with green. I just did it to save time. Eyebrows I think are kind of boring to watch. But I used the Dark Magic, the Jaclyn Hill out of the Vault collection, and I used this one right here, which is Inside Job. So that's what I have on my eyebrows. So I'm going to be using the Dark Magic palette, the Huda Beauty Emerald Obsession, and then I have the ColourPop Just My Luck. I have a green lipstick. I have a green highlighter. I have several green liners if I decide to do liner. So yeah, we're just going to get into it. I have obviously my base done, powder, drew my brows on. I'm going to prime. I'm going to try, we got this in the try box. This is the Prime is Everything from the Balm, and I haven't used it yet. I swatched it, but I don't remember actually putting it on my eyes. It feels thicker. It's a similar consistency to the MAC paint pot, but it's thicker, and as you can see, it's a darker, slightly darker color than my skin, which isn't necessarily bad. I use the MAC paint pot in soft ochre, and it's pretty much my shade, so it cancels everything out. This seems like it did that too. It's just a little bit darker than that, but hopefully that's good. But I've used these palettes before, so if I have issues, then I'll know it's the primer. But I figured I'd try it because I hadn't used it yet. I do have some staining. I just used the Brights palette from Ruby May. I was testing it out, playing around with it, and I have some staining. And I tried to get the concealer up as high as I could, and was like sticking the brush in my eye, and there's still some left. So I apologize that I couldn't get it all off. I'll try and scrub when I take this off later. So I think I'm gonna do contour first. The Just My Luck has a brown, greeny brown, and then the Emerald Obsession, I think I'm gonna use this one. It's kind of a swampy brown would be the color, the description. These are a little warmer, not true like swampy, mossy brown shades. So I think I'm going to use the one out of the Huda palette. And I'm going to go in with a Luxie small contour brush. I have a towel in my lap, so I'm going to dust it off. I'm probably going to come out of this looking a little corpse-like swamp thing-ish. It's actually not a bad contour shade. I'm going in with a light hand because these Huda palettes have some pigmentation. If you watched the orange video, I used, what did I use? One from Juvia's Place, and their shadows are pigmented. And I take mine right on my cheekbones. You can go above your cheekbone. You can go below your cheekbone. I have a pretty slender face. If I go too far below, I start to look sunken in. Which it's nice to have a thin face, but you don't want to look like Skeletor from He-Man, if that makes sense. Unless you want to, in which case, by all means. I start to look really sunken in, and it can also give you a little 5 o'clock shadowish look if you come down too far. But with contour, you're creating a false shadow, so it just depends on face shape, how narrow you want to look. I don't need to be much narrower. Like I said, I've got a pretty slim face, so I made the mistake for a while of contouring too low and was starting to look like this. Not on purpose. So I've tried to be a little bit more mindful about taking it up. For blush, think I'm gonna go into, I'm looking at this shade right here. This is from the Just My Luck ColourPop. This is Big Banks. So I think I'm gonna try that. This brush may be too big. I might have to go in with the contour brush just because it's smaller, because this is a very little, and I did pick some up. I'll just, since I'm not, that is a look right there. Since I'm not really bronzing anything, I mean, I guess I could bronze with this technically, but I'm not going to. And I forgot to contour my forehead, so I'll go back and do that after I... Yeah, this isn't necessarily the best blush brush, but my blush brushes are tapered and I feel like I'm just gonna have a hard time. And you can really see, if you ever wondered where you're applying product, because with blush, because it's a natural cheek color, it's like, where am I really putting that? Put a color off the wall color down and you will really see where you're applying product. I'm just gonna contour my forehead a little bit. At this point, it's not necessary, but I contoured in the orange video because I contour. I'm basically doing all the steps that I would normally do just with green. And I have a light green in the Huda palette. I don't know if that'll even show up. Shimmery. It's a shimmery green. I don't know that that's doing anything, but starting to look like a leprechaun. Threw up on my face a little bit, but I had a feeling that that's probably what was gonna happen here. So I'm gonna go back in. I don't know if that's helping with the contour shade. It's probably not. Should probably just stop at this point. And I do contour my nose normally, so we'll put some of that dirt color. Just a little bit. Okay. Normally I highlight first before I put blush, but at this point I don't think it matters because it's green. I'm going to use Mint Condition by Jeffree Star. I do have a green highlighter that I got in the Apocalyptic Beauty, but that is very messy. So I'm just using this one because it's pressed. Because that other one I think is actually a prettier green shade, but when I opened it to do the unboxing, I had highlighter all over. Not to say that this isn't a pretty shade, but the shade of green is definitely different. That one's more of a limey color, but because it's so messy, I'm just gonna use this one just because I don't want to have highlighter all over again. So we've got what looks like grass stains on my face. We primed the eyes, so I'm probably gonna use these two palettes. I don't know that I'm gonna pull from this. I might later, but I don't think so because these two tend to, like, even the shimmers in here are more green. So I don't foresee using the Jaclyn Hill palette. I got it out because it is a green palette, and like I said, I used it on my eyebrows, but I don't think I'm gonna use it on my face or on my eyeballs. I used it on my face. Not gonna use it on my eyeballs. I think I'm gonna go in with the ColourPop. I think we're gonna do Kiss My Ass. There you go. You can kind of see where my mirror's at. Hopefully I'm not, at least on this eye, you should be able to see what I'm doing. These ColourPop ones, the pigmentation and the blendability is decent on these. I've talked about this before. I feel like the formula in these plastic like 9-pan palettes is different than the formula they use in their cardboard palettes. And I don't really know why, because I feel like these, at least on my eyes, all these monochromatic color palettes perform so much better than, and I just realized I didn't plug my mic in, so hopefully the audio isn't horrible. I got so excited to film. So hopefully the audio wasn't atrocious. I think it just kind of sounds like I'm underwater a little bit, but I apologize. I forgot. Like I said, I was in such a hurry. I got my base done. I was like, let me film before my daughter wakes up. And I got excited and apparently wasn't ready. So I'm going to go in maybe with this. This shade looks pretty from the hood of this one in the middle. These ones don't have names. If they do, I don't know what they are. Just take that a little bit lower. In the crease. I almost didn't get the ColourPop palette because I do have this Huda Beauty one. I was like, I don't need it, but the shades in both of them are very different. So it depends on, like, as far as green palettes go, what shades you think you're going to use, as far as if you were going to get one or the other. You would just really need to look at them because they both have a brown shade in them and they both have shimmers, but they're different shades. Same number of shadows, but again, yeah, different tones. This one has more shimmer in it, whereas the ColourPop one has more mattes also. And I'm going to go into the mint shade in the Huda palette just to blend out that top a little bit. So yeah, I have both. I was on a green kick for a while. My husband's favorite color is green. So that's why I think I ended up getting both. I'm going to go into this middle one on the bottom, Mobama. And my nose is running, of course, because I'm filming. It always runs when I'm filming. This shade seems a little patchy, but it's not anything that's terrible. Like I said, some of it could be this primer. Some primers don't play well with certain shades, certain formulas. I mean, you can see there's a spot right there where it doesn't really want to cling. I don't know, because like I said, I have used this palette before. I don't recall having that issue with it when I used it before, but again, I do have a Huda shadow on also that could be affecting it because some shadows don't play well with others. And then I'm also using a different primer. So when you have a shadow that doesn't work well, try it a few times with different things because primer does make a difference as far as not which one you're using, because like I said, some primer formulas don't like certain eyeshadow formulas. Like the Jaclyn Hill Vault palettes, I find work better with softer, slippier primers versus a tacky one. And then I probably don't need any brown. We'll put a little bit of the brown shade. I don't know if you'll even be able to see it. That green was pretty stinking dark. But because that outer corner is so dark, I think we're gonna do light on the lid. Let me find my flat brush. I do have primer down. I don't know, I guess I could put a little bit of concealer. Probably don't need to, but we'll just use a smidge. This is just the e.l.f. camo concealer. I'm just going to put that right on the lid. This definitely does help. I tend to do this, I think I've talked about this in other videos, I tend to do this every day pretty much just because I want a really sparkly lid. And putting concealer down will give you that. You can go in with primer and probably achieve the same effect. I have so many concealers and I've been trying to find a use for this one since I don't like it under my eyes, that I just use it to do my lids. But this is not a necessary step. You could go back in with the primer and kind of clean that line up a little bit. I think I'm going to do Mary Jane, this one in the middle, the limey. Would this be considered chartreuse? Shade, just because I think it's pretty and it's different. There is a shade that's similar in the Huda palette, but it's not as intense. You can see it in the corner. This one's more like a lime green color, and it's sparkly and pretty. I'm pretty sure when I did an eye look with this palette, I used this shade because it really speaks to me. So that's pretty. I like that mossy, swampy look we have. And I did get the concealer up into my eyeshadow a little bit, so I'll go and clean that up. Can't see it when my eyes are open, but when they're slightly closed, I can see it. Which that happens. I said my eyes are a little bit hooded. It's annoying, but yeah, when they're open, you can't tell. Where's the brush I was using? I should be able to see it. It should have green ribbon. Let me just go in here. And both sides. So that's pretty. And I'm going to go back in with this first shade we started with, the Act Natural. Is that the first shade we started with? I don't know at this point. I don't remember what color I used in the crease initially. And then I'm going to go back in with the Mint from the Huda palette just because I feel like it's a little more pigmented than there is a slightly minty shade in here, but I like the one in the Huda palette a little bit better. It's a little more pigmented. The one in the ColourPop palette's a little more on the sheer side. So there's that. And clean that off. Oh, for inner corner, I think I'm going to take this shade. It's very chunky and flaky, but put that there. That shade is for sure the reason why my Huda palette's a little bit messy. It's very soft, but you can see it like flakes all over. Okay, and then for lower lashes, I like using these little flat, fat, short, not like, I do have skinny ones like this, but you can see I like the ones that are a little bit fatter just because it's easier to blow it out. I'm usually in a hurry, so I think I'm going to take 50-50. It's kind of shimmery. A little bit of an olive undertone. I'm usually trying to save time when I do. So this just, I feel like I can, it's small enough, I can be a little precise with it, but because it's a little bit fatter, I feel like I can be precise and blow it out at the same time without having to go in. I like using those skinny flat ones if I'm going to do a darker shade, more concentrated near the lash line. But I have like 3 of these. I get them in subscription bags, thankfully. And I love them because you can see how quick that was, and it like blows it out and gets it up there at the same time. saves me a little bit. So I don't know that this necessarily needs liner. I feel like the liner, and you can see that dark shade, it's looking a little patchy over there. So I don't know if it's a primer issue or if it's just the shadow. Because I'm pretty sure I used that shade before and I don't recall. That's better. I just tapped a little bit more on. ColourPop, some dark ColourPop shadows can be temperamental. I do have a green liner. I could try, if my eyes weren't running, putting it in the water line, but I don't know if it's even gonna stay. You can kind of see it. My allergies are so bad. I have a lot of these colored liners, but I don't tend to use them much anymore. Because like I said, my eyes run. There is some color, but it's probably not gonna stay. And then I'm just gonna put some mascara on. I don't have a green mascara. I think I have red, pink, and blue as far as colors. So I'm just gonna use, this is the Witch Lash from Medusa's Makeup. I think mine's starting to dry out. I need to get some saline and put some saline in. Saline will help bring your mascaras back. That I'm talking about the like what you would use to clean your contacts with. Just get the saline that they sell in the contact solution section, and you just want to put a couple of drops and push it down, and you can kind of gauge, like check the formula, and then that will help bring your mascaras back when they start to dry out and kind of prolong. It can change the formula slightly depending on how much you put in there, but it will prolong the life. And like these Medusa makeup ones, I feel like are a very dry mascara anyway, so that is not going to help the longevity at all. But yeah, so I need to get some saline. I have been forgetting, but that will help prolong your mascara. Like I said, do a little bit, check it a little bit, because you don't put too much because then it's going to be watery, but does if they do start to dry out. I'm using, this is Kat Von D Planet 9. My friend Lauren gave me this and I was saving it. It smells good. I don't have problems with Kat Von D. I know a lot of people are blacklisting her. I try to keep her personal life and her cosmetics separate, because there's a lot of celebrities that do things in their personal lives I don't agree with. But that doesn't like take away from her cosmetics, in my opinion. So I have Kat Von D products and I will use them. So, but if you choose not to support her, not to use them, that's totally your right. Yeah, but I kept, Lauren gave me a bunch of like fun lipsticks, and so I've kept them because I wanted to start doing tutorials. So yeah, this is again, I said Planet, I think, Plan 9. So yeah, this is the finished green look. I think it's fun. I really like this eye look. This looks very similar to what I did on St. Patrick's Day, because I'm pretty sure I used this palette. I really like the lid shade. I really like this lipstick. I hadn't used it yet. It has kind of a vanilla-y smell and it's really smooth. I wouldn't mind getting a couple more of her regular lipsticks after trying this one. But it's nice. I kept it because I wanted to do a Slytherin, like the 4 Harry Potter houses, even though like that's been done a million years ago. Like I thought that would be fun. And so I was keeping that for the Slytherin look. It's very Slytherin green to me, but it's pretty and it's nice to have some colors for, excuse me, some things like this and some fun tutorials. So yeah, this is my green look. A little bit Swamp Thing-ish, a little bit Martian, maybe not as corpse-like as I was thinking it was going to be, but I do look a little Martian-ish. But yeah, I like it. Let me know in the comments what you think. I'm happy with the eye look. I think it's really, I love that lime color on the lid. It's really pretty. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, please subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me a comment down below. I want to do this as a series. So blue, pink, or purple next. Leave me your vote down below. I want to do blue, pink, purple, gray, and maybe black. And so, yeah, I want to do either blue, pink, or purple next. So yeah, leave me your vote down below. Leave me your comments, what you thought, how this turned out. This was definitely faster than the orange look because I didn't do as much bronzing and contouring. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see everybody in my next video. Bye.